Bob the Submeter Wizard. Talk to me about DENT by TBWC. DENT's been around for a while.
Yes, they have been around for quite a while. And DENT's first attempt at going with metering was to the buildings automation side.
Okay, so they're selling to the big BIMS companies. The
Yeah, like
DLS.
the Siemens
Right,
and the
right,
Johnson
right.
Controls,
Right.
okay? That's where they're focusing.
So they were an OEM that private labeled a lot of that product for the big manufacturers.
Right.
Okay.
Now, you guys might think, what's TBWC got to do with DENT
Sure.
meters? Okay, well, TBWC partnered with DENT to bring it to the electrical market.
Okay.
Because it wasn't really focused on the electrical side, and they were missing a lot of metering opportunities on the electric side. What TBWC does is they actually program all the metering, and whether it's a single meter or an MMU for a group of meters,
Okay.
they program everything.
So when you say they program that, that's versus the contractor or the whoever's on site
Exactly.
instead of them. Okay, so I guess I did. So
What has to happen?
there's massive value.
What has to happen is you actually have to pull on a computer, a laptop, or what have you, plug into the meter, and then program all of it as far as the amperage, the voltage, the phasing,
Okay.
the communications,
Okay.
all right? So the meters by TBWC, it's already done. So
So
virtually
it's out of the box. It's an out of the box solution.
out of the box solution.
I didn't know
Okay.
that. I didn't realize that.
And it is really makes it easy for installation, especially when you get into multimeter units
Okay.
where you've got, maybe 50, 60, 70 different units that you're metering, okay? That's a lot of programming.
So if you had 50, if a contractor ordered 50 meters from a distributor and they weren't programmed the way DENT programs their meters, or by TBWC programs the DENT meters, they would have to go and program each
Yes, they would have
of
to
the
program.
50 submeters.
Yes,
A contractor would have to go and plug a laptop into each submeter
exactly.
and program.
Yes.
That could take an hour.
Oh, it take a lot more
So-
time than that.
Well,
yes.
let's just say an hour,
Okay.
just for, and that's probably exponentially less time than it should. It should, for the sake of this conversation, say it takes 1 hour. That's 50 meters, that's 50 hours that it would, at minimum, take that contractor to program those meters. And that's, now again, they're gonna get a little bit faster as they go along.
Yeah,
But-
it would take a little bit of time, but you gotta imagine, okay, a building, okay, and where the time really comes, okay, if this contractor has to go from electric room to electric room, different floors,
Holy
Okay.
smokes.
it gets into a lot of labor time, okay?
Or like a mall, like let's
Yeah.
say they were at a mall, they would have, because a mall would be an application where I could see this being used. They would have to go from each to each submeter, walking, physically go, set up, log in, start the programming, finish the programming, pack everything up, and then walk or transport themselves to that
Yeah,
next.
next slide.
Versus with our friends at TBWC, that comes out of the box, everything's programmed.
Out of the
So all they have
box,
to do
ready
is
to go.
install it, boom, it's ready to go.
Exactly, and we also offer other things as well.
Okay.
Whenever we're laying out a project,
Okay.
for some of the ashtray jobs, okay, you're gonna have multiple circuits that you're metering out of a panel. And we have what I think nobody else has, we have a load segregation panel that you put above the panel that you're metering. And it's gonna have either 9 or 12 CTs in it.
Okay.
And that'll let you break out the receptacle load, the lighting
lighting
load,
load.
the HVAC load.
Really?
Exactly. And it does it very simply. And what will happen is we would actually give you a guide to these circuits go through these set of CTs,
Sure.
these circuits go through these.
And that's something that TBWC has, that load segregator.
Exactly.
And we can lay that, you lay that out. I don't lay that out.
Yeah,
I don't.
Yeah, we can lay that
You
out.
lost me. You're talking about segregators and CTs and this, that. Listen, I don't ever propose to understand. I understand it, but I don't know the nitty gritty like you do. But that's something, if someone were to come to you, you could do that with TBWC.
Exactly.
Okay.
And, that's the thing, okay? Let me take the mystery out of this for you all, okay? If you're not comfortable with submetering, okay, and I get it, okay? Whenever I was working for an electrical distributor, if somebody come up to me and asked me, hey, I'm looking for, let's say, a PLC, okay? I wasn't familiar with that stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't want to fool with it.
Yeah.
Okay. But you can be in the same boat, but all you got to do is call Bob. All right.
Call Bob.
703-282-4597. There you go.
I like that plug.
Make it easy.
All that information will be available. Make sure that they get that.
Awesome.
About the submeter guy. There's so much value in this. There's the value of obviously being able to differentiate loads for different facilities, different tenants, right? There's the savings in energy. That's another issue, which is going to become bigger. When you talk about ASHRAE, that's what you're talking about, because all these buildings have to become more energy efficient.
Exactly.
To be LEED certified, you have to have this. You have to have submetering in place.
Exactly.
So you being the Submeter Wizard, the idea is to take that mystery out. So
Exactly.
really, at the end of the day, whether it's someone at the counter, whether it's someone on the inside, or an outside sales rep, all they would have to do is give you a shout, tell you, here's what I got, and you're going to walk them through, here's what we need, here's what we can do.
Exactly. That's the way it works.
So a funny story about you, which I don't know that I've ever told you, there's an outside sales guy who's been in this market for a while, works for an electrical distributor. When you were going through when you were fighting cancer last year, he said, man, that Bob, you got to get Bob back on his feet. That guy. And he was then talking to some of the younger sales reps, the newer sales team, the outside sales team. He said, this guy, Bob, you take Bob to a facility, he can tell you, or just look at drawings, he'll tell you exactly what you need. He's giving you part numbers. He's telling you need this, 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 and this. He's like, why would you waste your time when all you got to do is call him? I don't know that I ever shared that story with you, but I ran into one of those younger sales guys about 2.5 weeks ago, and they're like, I'm gonna have to get a hold of that Bob guy because I got this submetering request and I have no idea what in the hell I'm doing. He's like, is he back on his feet? I go, he's back on his feet. I think he's better than before. So that speaks to, the reputation that you have in this market. For a long time, for a long time, and still, you are that guy. You're the submeter guy. So
There we go.
that's why we've given you the name, the Submeter Wizard around here. When somebody asks a question, just ask Bob. Just get Bob on the horn. But no, I'm excited. I appreciate you coming in. I hope
My pleasure.
I
Thank you.
hope everyone learned a little bit more about Bob Fern.
And that's one other thing. If you would like me to come by and give you a little bit of training on the metering, okay, reach out to me,
Sure.
okay? I'll make it simple. I won't make it rocket science. I'll keep it simplistic. So reach out to me.
Just be careful now. People might say, I want the training and I want Bob's chicken and rice and tomato and onion salad, you know, so. But no, Bob, thank you for coming out. I appreciate you helping take some of the mystery out of submetering for me, because I'm not that smart when it comes to submetering. But, and for sharing those stories.
Hey,
Now everyone knows you're a dog guy, you're a backyard chef, aka foodie, and you are the Submeter Wizard. So if anybody needs help with submetering, this is the man. His information is available. It's Bob at My Phoenix Sales. Gave you his phone number, but we'll put that at the end of this. But yeah, thank you so much, Bob. It was great having you on here.
it's my pleasure. I enjoyed it.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.